effects and love and other drugs. In group 3, we're talking about Limitless, and in group 4, we're talking about the book that we started reading, The Truth About the Drug Companies. And so what I wanted to do is give you an opportunity to talk with each other for about 15 minutes. Your ideas, things that came up, any issues, controversies, anything that you want to talk about. And by the end of the 15 minutes, come up with an eye clicker question that you could ask the class. Something intriguing that you want to try and probe the students, see what they like. And you can have up to 5 answers there. So I will be going around the groups as well, observing. Also want to give you a heads up, now the second half of the semester that we're getting more comfortable with each other and to talking more, I'm going to be keeping a closer eye on participation. Okay, you're going to have the ability to get up to basically 4 points per day for participation, plus 1 for attendance, 5 points each day. And you can gain a point by speaking up, sharing your opinion, and you can lose a point by being disrespectful, talking over someone else, or working on your iPhone, which is obviously not at a time appropriate. Any questions about that? Yes.
So if you don't participate, can you get like negative participation points for that day?
You just won't get full
Oh,
participation. Right. Right. You only get negative points if you're disrespectful.
Oh, I see.
Yes. Do you have a question?
I guess like on the days where it's like we go to like the computer lab and stuff, like how does participation work on those kind of days?
Basically, if you have the opportunity to participate, especially when we have past discussions, I'll be paying close attention. Otherwise, you'll just get full attendance participation for that. For sure, not doing work.
Okay.
All right. Why don't we get started then with our first 15 minutes? You have your subject, and if you need to look back through your notes or refresh your memory on what you wrote, you can go ahead and do that. Go ahead and.
I think we're supposed to are we supposed to use that sheet?
For the question?
Yep, write your question on the sheet of paper.
No, we have to do 1 through 4, not, yeah. Yes, ma'am.
Only one question about the
I think we have to have a discussion. There'll be a good
Are different like I think it's pretty like one.
We need a question.
No, I think we just do it once. We just make one question and it's like basically she gives like
So that would be 1 question per group then.
of how the
And those are the answers. Okay.
I don't know, she just alright, now it's like how do you know that? Like I can't
But the other guys
I think she makes very bold statements. I think she does have evidence. What she says, like, she needs to know women. Like she just like is like, this is how it is. This is why. Like I don't know, it's a little bit too like.
There, some of them I think are a little, like you said, they're a little like, whoa.
Yeah, like
Not like
very,
racy
like,
in the sense that like,
good and like very like controversial. Like she doesn't really acknowledge like, oh well this night plays a factor in it, or like oh this also goes on. She's just like, this is how it is.
well, I think that the only difference, like the only place that I would have to disagree with that we went too far was in chapter 2, 3 maybe, where she was talking about, she was talking about the price, like it was in, what was in chapter 2? Oh, it was like the clinical trials, and when she was talking about like the phases that the clinical trials needed, like, I talked about this in my reaction paper actually, and it was like, kind of like, I felt like in that chapter she was kind of talking about how, because like at first I was just like, oh, like the FDA doesn't really regulate shit, they're pretty good at this, like whatever, but like what I more got from her chapter was not that the FDA wasn't making rules, but that drug companies are getting smarter and smarter at how how to like go around them. So I think that like it would be easy for her to just bash the FDA too, because to be honest, like let's be real, like a lot of what they do is like they should crack down more on it. Like I thought it was really good, like her discussion on that.
So they could
Yeah.
Like how they get paid per patient.
They got, yeah.
Yeah, like here's one where it says like solicitations are often disguised as public service announcements. Drug companies also set up patient advocacy groups as magnets for people with specific diseases. So if a drug company is setting up patient advocacy groups as magnets for people with specific diseases, then like other people can like the only way that like people aren't being referred by their doctors if they're going from the advocacy groups right to these clinical trials. So then their doctor may not ever have a hand in it. And then I think the point that you were like talking about was like the point with the asthma, where they were saying how a doctor is more likely to say like, oh, you have sneezing because you're gonna get paid
It was fiction,
a lot of money.
It said here though, like to get human subjects drug companies, blah blah blah, you have to, they offer doctors about $7,000 per patient and bonuses for rapid enrollment. So,
Can we have up to 5 answers?
it was interesting though, because it said like, she said that not like everyone knows him who's participated in a clinical trial. That seems really high to me. And I was thinking, I don't know anybody. And I don't think I would necessarily participate in a clinical trial.
I feel like clinical trials are one of those people who should go
I mean, I guess the
supremely
social,
wrong that would just like,
I don't want to be on some medication that may not work.
well, a lot of clinical trials though,
So when you go to the next group, then you're making.
yeah, a lot of clinical trials though will like be something where like tissue or like, you know what I mean, like a lot of them they'll like do something to you and then give you a
yeah, like kind of
like my mom could participate in a clinical trial like that.
But
They,
then
like, took out her
but then
tissue.
he was able to like salvage it by like gradually going off the
They
drug.
have a lot of money.
Yeah, it was like thousands of dollars she got paid for it. She was like, I was in college, like I had no reason not to.
It sounds like they're like originally a lot of kids that I said because they like try to get swarmed and just like get it.
Yeah, ring right in the card. She's like running away from like.
And then it also seemed bad like when he got rushed because they like got a patent while it was still in the clinical trial.
Yeah, I remember that
Start.
too.
It's already traumatized.
Well, yeah, and a lot of drugs need to go through all, I think, 3 phases.
Yeah, they just like go through like the first 2.
It's like I understand with some drugs, like if it's like a life-saving drug, like if it's cancer, because I'm used to cancer, I'd be like, put me on, like, you know what I mean, regardless. But if it was something that was like less like it's like kind of like this to go through all.
Like a stronger aspirin. I thought it was interesting when it was talking about how like when it does the clinical trials and stuff like that, it was talking about how AIDS is like the only exception where they'll only take people that like, you would think that they would want a control group of people that they know didn't have AIDS to see how it affected them. I thought that was really interesting.
Is that all of them too? That was on Or they want to take anatomy for like our certificates.
About 1, 2, and 3.
I read it once. In high school.
Yeah, you read the book.
No, we just make an agreement with like a local college.
What?
Do we want to do an argument question or like a question?
For an opinion, how would you like? Well, she said that it's up to 5 answers, so you could be like yes or no.
It's pretty close to the same. I don't think the professors cared.
Yeah, but even like, so you could do things that people have drugs in life, they haven't gone through all stages of clinical trials, yes, no, or it depends on the drug.
It's just a lot of work and it's really fast. I feel like there's no like.
Do you want to do that one?
Yeah, I'm not gonna do some teachers are. Oh no, there's just something.
Right, thank you before.
Usually we get over.
Yeah, I just wanted to.
Do you think
I guess it,
Sounds really good.
do you